Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably heard the buzz, the whispers coming out of Cincinnati, and it's not just idle chatter. Insiders like Rossini have been dropping hints that the Bengals, currently sitting with a 2-3 record and a cap space of around $12 million, are making a bold move. A trade that could shake up the entire NFC East and, more importantly, the Giants' future prospects. That trade, it's said to involve Tee Higgins, the dynamic wide receiver from Cincinnati, heading to the New York Giants, along with Darius Slayton, one of the Giants' key receivers this season. Now, this isn't just a rumor spun out of thin air. There's significant chatter that the Bengals, who are struggling this season, are looking to bolster their offensive line and focus on protecting their franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow, especially after allowing 28 sacks so far. It's a classic case of a team trying to rebuild or at least reposition itself for a better future, and Higgins is a prime asset for that. Cincinnati, with its current roster, is focused on extending Burrow's window, and that means they're willing to part with a player like Higgins to get the necessary assets to bolster their offensive line and perhaps even retool their secondary, which has been a concern. But what does that mean for the Giants? Well, for one, it's a massive boost to their receiver core, which has been a point of concern especially after the injury to Wan'Dale Robinson, who's doubtful for Week 7 due to a concussion. The Giants, who are currently 2-4 and struggling in the passing game, are suddenly getting a shot in the arm with Higgins coming into the mix. Higgins, drafted in 2020 out of Clemson, has proven himself to be one of the top receivers in the league, especially in 2024, when he amassed over 181 yards, ranking among the top 12 wideouts in yards, with 7 touchdowns, and an average of nearly 14 yards per reception. His elite metrics, including a plus 0.19 EPA per target, a PFF grade of 86, 1 and a YAC of 5.7 yards per reception, make him a game changer. When you look at his recent performances, especially in 2025, he's still producing solid numbers. 20 catches for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns so far, showing consistent production and the ability to make contested catches at a rate of 52%, which ranks among the top in the league. Remember, Higgins isn't just a deep threat. He's also a route runner with a career route win rate of about 61%, and he's shown that he can be a reliable target for any quarterback, including Daniel Jones. His performance in Week 3 against the Commanders, with 6 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown, plus a plus 0.21 EPA per play, underscores his ability to step up when it matters most. Higgins's career trajectory is impressive, with over 800 yards and 32 touchdowns, along with a deep target percentage of around 48%, placing him among the league's elite in that area. His hamstring injury in 2025 cost him just 1 game, and he's shown resilience, bouncing back with strong performances. Comparing him to some of the best in the league, Higgins has a route win rate of 61% and a deep completion percentage that ranks in the top 10, making him a true vertical threat and a versatile receiver capable of refining any quarterback's game. For the Giants, bringing in Higgins isn't just about adding talent, it's about elevating their entire passing attack. With Robinson, Hyatt, and now Higgins, the Giants could project an average of 240 passing yards per game, an increase of 17% in EPA per pass attempt, and a significant upgrade in their offensive efficiency. Higgins's presence should also boost the chemistry with Daniel Jones, who has been looking for that reliable, explosive target to stretch defenses and open up the field. If we look at the potential impact, Higgins versus Robinson could add about 2 yards per route and increase their deep win rate by roughly 20%. That's a game changer. And when you factor in Hyatt, who's already shown flashes of explosiveness, the Giants could be averaging around 13 explosive plays per game, a huge leap for an offense that has struggled to find consistency. This trade, if it happens, could push the Giants into the top 15 in passing yards per game, moving from their current 28th ranking. It could also help them reduce turnovers by about 12%, which has been a persistent issue this season, especially with Daniel Jones trying to find his rhythm. Now, what does this mean for the NFC and the Super Bowl odds? Well, right now, the Giants' Super Bowl odds are around plus 12-0, but with the addition of Higgins and the strengthening of the offense, those odds could plummet dramatically, down to around plus 4,500. That's a massive shift, making the Giants much more serious contenders. Their NFC odds could also improve to around plus 600, positioning them as a real threat in the conference. Higgins, as a true X-factor in the playoffs, could be the piece that turns the Giants from a decent team into a legitimate contender. His ability to run precise routes in the middle of the field, especially in the red zone, where his plus 22% efficiency in red zone scenarios versus man coverage is particularly valuable, makes him a nightmare for defenses like the Cowboys or anyone trying to cover him one-on-one. And let's not forget, this move also symbolizes a broader vision for the Giants. They're aiming for elite status, trying to build around Daniel Jones with weapons that elevate his game and make this offense unpredictable. Higgins' addition could be the spark that takes them from a team with flashes of potential to a consistent playoff presence. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, on the other hand, seems to be signaling a rebuild, or at least a repositioning, as they focus on protecting Burrow and improving their defense. They're not in a position to contend now, especially with their current standing and cap situation, so trading Higgins makes strategic sense. It's a calculated risk. Losing a top receiver might hurt short-term, but it opens up assets they need to strengthen their line and secondary. This trade also reflects broader trends in the NFL, where teams are willing to part with high-value players for draft capital and future flexibility, especially when the current window isn't as promising as it could be. For the Giants, this is a rare opportunity, an opportunity to upgrade their roster significantly at a crucial moment in the season. It's a move that could define their trajectory for years to come, especially if Higgins continues to perform at a high level and helps them reach new heights in the postseason. Watching how Daniel Jones adapts to having Higgins on the field will be fascinating. The chemistry, the routes, the timing, these are things that can transform their offense into one of the most explosive in the league. And from the Giants' perspective, this isn't just a move to fill a gap. It's an investment in their future, a statement that they're willing to go all in for a playoff push and maybe even more. So stay tuned, folks, because this story is still unfolding, and if the trade happens as rumored, it could be one of the most impactful moves for the Giants in recent memory. The implications stretch far beyond just one game or one season. They could reshape the NFC East and redefine what the Giants are capable of achieving. And remember, in the NFL, it's always about the next move, the next game, and the next opportunity. The Giants are clearly aiming high, and with Higgins potentially joining the squad, they're stepping into a new era of competitiveness, readiness, and championship aspirations. So keep your eyes on this story because it's going to be a wild ride from here. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Higgins is the perfect addition to help Daniel Jones take the next step? Or are you worried about losing a player like Darius Slayton? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news on your favorite team, so stay tuned. This is the time to be a Giants fan. Exciting things are happening, and we're right here with you every step of the way.